Daniel Harper had never felt small in his life, until the moment the airport screen flashed red. The international terminal was crowded with travelers dragging suitcases, hugging loved ones, and rushing toward departure gates. The loudspeaker echoed flight announcements in different languages. Everything felt normal. Everything felt busy. But inside Daniel's chest, something was already tight. He stood near gate 27, holding a one-way ticket to Madrid. One way. No return date. No explanation left behind. Just a short message to his wife that morning: "I need time to think." That was a lie. He wasn't going to think. He was going to start over. His phone vibrated in his hand, but he ignored it. Isabella was waiting for him on the other side of the world. A new life. A new beginning. No more arguments. No more silence at home. Just passion and excitement. When boarding was announced, Daniel walked confidently toward the counter. He handed over his passport and credit card to pay for an extra luggage fee. The airline employee swiped the card once. Then again. She frowned slightly. "I'm sorry, sir. The transaction has been declined." Daniel gave a small, impatient laugh. "That's impossible. Try again." She tried twice more. Declined. A strange heat crept up his neck. He quickly opened his banking app. Error. He refreshed the screen. Error again. Before he could think clearly, two uniformed immigration officers approached him calmly but firmly. "Mr. Daniel Harper?" one of them asked. "Yes. Sir, we need you to step aside with us." His heart skipped. "Is there a problem?" "Your passport has been flagged for review." The word flagged echoed inside his head. That had never happened before. He was a respected businessman. He traveled often. He knew procedures. This was wrong. As the officers guided him away from the boarding line, his phone vibrated again. This time he looked. A message from Olivia. Only one sentence. "You should have stayed loyal." Daniel's breath stopped. Cold fear spread through him. His fingers trembled. The noise of the airport faded into a distant hum. How did she know? What had she done? He tried calling Isabella immediately. No answer. He checked his accounts again. All frozen. His chest tightened as reality slowly formed in his mind. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't random. This was planned. Daniel stood in the middle of the airport, surrounded by strangers, feeling exposed and powerless for the first time in his life. And the question rose like a shadow over everything. What had he done to deserve this? Months before the airport humiliation, Daniel Harper had been a man who believed he controlled everything. He was a successful businessman, known for his sharp decisions and bold strategies. His company had grown from a small startup into a respected international brand. People admired his discipline, his vision, and his confidence. But what most people did not know was that he had not built it alone. Olivia had been there from the beginning. When Daniel had nothing but ideas and debt, she worked double shifts to support them. She handled early paperwork, answered client emails, and believed in him when investors laughed. She was patient, intelligent, and steady, the quiet strength behind his success. Over time, as the company expanded, Daniel changed. Success made him restless. He began traveling frequently, attending conferences in different countries. That was when he met Isabella Cruz. It happened during a business summit in Barcelona. Isabella was beautiful, confident, and mysterious. She spoke with passion about global markets and future opportunities. But it wasn't just her intelligence that attracted Daniel, it was how she looked at him. As if he were extraordinary. Their conversations became private dinners. Dinners became late-night drinks. And soon, boundaries disappeared. The affair began quietly, wrapped in secrecy and excitement. With Isabella, Daniel felt young again. Alive. Desired. She laughed at his jokes. She admired his ambition. She made him feel powerful in a different way. Compared to the calm routine of his marriage, everything with Isabella felt electric. He started lying to Olivia. Extra meetings. Unexpected business trips. Late-night calls with foreign partners. Each lie came easier than the last. Daniel began sending Isabella expensive gifts, designer bags, jewelry, luxury hotel stays. Then he started transferring money to investment opportunities she suggested. He convinced himself it was business expansion. Soon, he began planning something bigger, moving part of his company overseas. A new branch. A new beginning. Closer to Isabella. But Isabella wanted more. "If you love me," she once whispered, "prove it." And Daniel did. He chose passion over loyalty. He chose excitement over history. He chose Isabella over the woman who built his world beside him. Olivia Harper was not blind. She noticed the late-night phone calls first. Daniel would step outside to answer them, lowering his voice, turning his back as if walls could not hear. When she entered the room, he would quickly lock his screen and say, "Just business." Then came the emotional distance. He no longer asked about her day. He no longer sat beside her during dinner. His eyes were always somewhere else, far away, distracted, impatient. Even his touch felt different. Colder. But what hurt her most were the bank notifications. Large transfers labeled as international investment. Luxury hotel charges in cities he claimed not to visit. Expensive purchases she never saw at home. Olivia felt the truth long before she found proof. And yet, she did not scream. She did not beg. She did not create drama in front of friends or family. Instead, she became quiet. Very quiet. At night, while Daniel slept, she opened financial records. She downloaded transaction histories. She compared dates, amounts, and locations. She noticed patterns. She made copies of everything and saved them in a private folder. Then she scheduled a meeting with a lawyer. She did not tell Daniel. In the lawyer's office, she learned something important. Legally, she owned 50% of the company. Her early investment and partnership documents had secured her rights. Daniel had forgotten that in his arrogance. Olivia did not. With professional guidance, she began protecting her share. She added financial safeguards. She requested internal audits under the excuse of company restructuring. Every move was calm, legal, strategic. During her quiet investigation, she also searched for Isabella. It did not take long to uncover a pattern. Social media photos with wealthy men. Short relationships. Sudden disappearances. Business projects that collapsed after large investments. Isabella was not new to this game. The discovery did not break Olivia. It strengthened her. She understood then that Daniel was not just betraying her emotionally, he was risking everything they had built together. So she prepared. She gathered evidence of international transfers. She documented communication patterns. She secured legal control where she could. She did not confront him. She did not warn him. Olivia Harper did something far more powerful. She waited. And while Daniel believed he was planning a new life across borders, Olivia was quietly preparing the end of his. Daniel believed he was finally taking control of his life. After months of secret meetings and hidden transfers, he made his decision. He booked a one-way ticket to Spain. No return date. No backup plan. Just a suitcase filled with expensive suits and the confidence of a man who thought money could solve everything. Before leaving, he transferred a large amount of company funds into an international account connected to a joint investment with Isabella. He told himself it was expansion. A smart global move. A new branch overseas. In truth, it was an escape. He left a short message for Olivia that morning. Cold. Distant. Careful. He avoided details. He avoided guilt. In his mind, he was not abandoning her, he was choosing happiness. At the airport, he walked with pride. He imagined Isabella waiting for him at arrivals, smiling, ready to begin their future together. He imagined a new apartment overlooking the city. Romantic dinners. Freedom. But reality began to crack the moment his bank card was declined. Then came the officers. "Your passport has been flagged for financial review," one of them said calmly. Daniel felt irritation first. Then disbelief. "There must be a mistake," he insisted. They asked him to step aside. His phone buzzed again and again in his hand. He ignored everything except Isabella's contact. He called her once. No answer. He called again. Voicemail. His chest tightened. The officers informed him that several large international transfers had triggered a regulatory alert. Temporary investigation. Suspicious movement of corporate funds. Daniel tried opening his banking app. Every account was frozen. Savings. Business operating accounts. Even his personal credit line. Frozen. His throat went dry. He stepped away from the officers for a moment and called Isabella again. This time, the call did not ring. It went directly to number unavailable. A cold realization began to spread through him. He opened social media. Her profile was gone. Deleted. Blocked. Erased. The noise of the airport faded into a distant echo. Travelers walked past him, laughing, unaware that his entire world was collapsing in real time. This wasn't random. This wasn't bad luck. This was planned. The message from Olivia replayed in his mind. You should have stayed loyal. Daniel understood then. The accounts. The investigation. The timing. Olivia had known. And Isabella had disappeared the moment the money stopped moving. Standing under the bright airport lights, surrounded by strangers and authority officers, Daniel Harper felt something he had never experienced before. He had crossed borders for passion. And in one single moment, he lost everything. Daniel returned home long after midnight. The house was quiet. Too quiet. The lights in the living room were on, casting a soft glow over the familiar furniture. For years, this house had felt like success. Tonight, it felt like judgment. Olivia was sitting on the sofa, calm and composed, as if she had been expecting him. He looked different now. His confidence was gone. His shoulders were heavy. His eyes avoided hers. You knew, he finally said, his voice low. Yes, Olivia replied gently. For a long time. She placed a folder on the table between them. Inside were divorce papers, already prepared. Already signed by her. Next came legal documents showing updated company control. Emergency shareholder protections. Financial safeguards. Everything had been done properly, legally, carefully. You tried to move company funds without full authorization, she said quietly. That triggered the review. I had no choice but to protect what we built. Then she showed him something else. Printed screenshots. Photos. Articles. Proof of Isabella's past relationships with wealthy businessmen. Short partnerships. Large investments. Sudden disappearances. Daniel felt his stomach twist. She knew exactly what to say to you, Olivia continued. And you believed her. He tried to speak, but no words came. Olivia stood up slowly. There was no anger in her face. Only strength. I supported you when you had nothing, she said. I stood beside you when no one believed in you. But I will not stand beside betrayal. She picked up her bag. The company will survive, she added. I will make sure of that. And with that, she walked toward the door. No shouting. No tears. Just dignity. Isabella had already disappeared. No money left to chase, no reason to stay. Daniel remained in the silent house alone. The echo of his choices surrounded him. He crossed borders for desire. But he lost the only person who truly stood beside him.